Okay, who would have thought that having Madara and Obito die would cause the final Uchiha to go batshit insane? A line of various antagonists have come marching out of Kishimoto's asshole throughout this entire final arc. Now, we all knew that Sasuke was going to be the final guy in that line. What I didn't anticipate was the way in which Kishimoto wrote Sasuke back into being an antagonist. Because it's like, okay, somebody didn't take their meds this morning. Naruto, you get to fight. Golly gee, I wonder who's going to win. Could it be Naruto or Naruto? The real winner here is Kakashi, because Sakura is still all over his ass. But the real question is, or the more rational question would be, is Sasuke gonna die as an outcome of this fight? And I already know the answer to that. No. You wanna know how I know that neither Naruto or Sasuke are gonna die? Okay, well there's this little movie, perhaps you've heard of it, called The Last Naruto Movie, starring, you guessed it, fucking Naruto. Plus, Naruto would rather shove dingleberries up his nose than kill Sasuke. Oh, and by the way, the sage kind of mentioned, you can undo infinite bitch-made Tsukuyomi if you use your seals, but you have to do it together. Therefore, not only is Sasuke not going to die, but they're going to end up being friends by the end of this fight. Otherwise, Hinata stays in a fucking metapod state. Now that they don't have a host, all the Bijus are free to roam the earth, apparently. They're making plans for their summer vacations. There's this one dude saying, hey, I'm going to the Caribbean. The horse dolphin looking motherfucker's like, I'm gonna go into the forest to have me some butt sex with Winnie the Pooh. So everybody gets to do what they want, except for Kurama. And I did see that panel of him giving the finger to Naruto in the previous chapter. I think that panel should have been in this chapter. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe Kishimoto just messed up his chronology. Sage is all like,
Kurama, I'm gonna need to ask you a favor. I'm gonna ask you to stay behind inside of this little boy's anus for the good of the family.
That's when Kurama should have really been, well, fuck you, and fuck all the Bijus. I'm out. You know, Kurama, if it's any consolation, you are the coolest fox. What, too soon? The Hokages leave, yada yada yada, even though Tobirama and Hashirama, I think both of them have the ability of actually undoing the Edo Tensei and staying behind, just like Madara did once. And I wanted Tobirama to stay because I think he could have been a good sort of... Actually, I think he could have trained Sasuke a little bit more and then just be like, oh, you're a cool Uchiha after all. But whatever. And then like that would have been more build up to the final fight. Instead, we get this immediately after Kaguya's defeat. It's like, okay, let's go. Final fight. On your marks. Sasuke in this gets one of the most psychotic looks I've ever seen him have. He kind of looks a little bit like Madara when he's staring down at the ground. I'm gonna kill all of the Kages. Good luck with that, buddy. Tsunade was split in half. She still didn't die. And the sage is all like, well, I guess that's all the damage I can do. Goodbye, Naruto. I'm about to vanish in about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna leave it up to you. It just feels like super contrived, you know, just incredibly convenient, but at the same time, people would complain either way. If we didn't get the Naruto versus Sasuke fight, people would be pissed. Technically speaking, the sage should be able to take away Sasuke's power-up. But if that happens, the fight is uneven, and Kishimoto is better locking himself inside of a closet for 20 years to avoid the fury of the fandom. I have to say that Kishimoto did put in some effort, and is still putting some effort now, in trying to sort of say that this personality shift or change that we see in Sasuke really shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't really come out of the blue for most of us. There were some hints to this. It was foreshadowed. We got the talk between Naruto and the sage, but we never got to see the talk between Sasuke and the sage. And so Kishimoto uses that to say, oh, this is what went down. And you know, it's obvious that Sasuke, ever since he got back into the war to help Naruto, quote unquote, his motives were kind of secretive and they were shady, and we didn't know what was going on with him up until this point. Sasuke wants revolution because he's been playing the Naruto video games a little bit too much, and he takes control of the tailed beast with his Sharingan, and then he uses Chibaku Tensei. Now, don't get me wrong, it is a breath of fresh air to see a character who actually has the powers of the Rinnegan to actually use the Rinnegan to their full potential, which I love, and that means that that's something that I can look forward to in this final fight. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, if you have all the tailed beasts under your control, wouldn't it be better if you use them to attack Naruto Sasuke, which is the guy that you want to beat? So yeah, the Bijus are floating up there in the sky, kind of like prizes to whoever wins the fight. And I guess Sasuke, what he wanted to do was to eliminate the Kage system, maybe even eliminate the village system and just become like this dictator or, totalitarian ruler and just have the Bijus under his control to maintain some type of a balance. Sage is just trying to justify why he gave power-ups to both Naruto and Sasuke as opposed to just giving the powers to just one person, because in the past he did that. It didn't work with Ashura and Indra. So no matter what he would have done, conflict would have existed. But then Naruto says, no, I'm going to put an end to this lineage of brotherly fights. And Kakashi and Sakura, I guess, they're still there, but I guess they're going to have to go get some popcorn, as should you, because to quote Joe Biden, this is a big fucking deal. This is the big enchilada. This is the fight that a lot of you who grew up with Naruto dreamed of and anticipated and expected, which therefore creates incredible forces of two things: hype and incredibly high standards. And unfortunately in life, having high standards, they rarely, become fulfilled. So let's just see where this goes. I'm open-minded. I hope it lives up to the hype. I hope it gives me some type of closure for being a Naruto fan and just I can take a deep sigh of relief. This fight was fucking epic. That's what I'm expecting to be saying at the end of this. Let's see how it goes. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, liking the video. If you appreciated the review, you don't have to, but it's always great to see those likes. And subscribing to my channel for more anime greatness, as well as commenting down below. Thanks, guys. Bye.